Hello everyone, I'm Ethan Bird and I'm the designer and programmer for Force Flyer, and what I'm going to be doing today is I'm going to be going over the actual game itself and I'm going to be showing off the gameplay. Now this is actually the demo build for the game, which means this is the game that the demo build that we'll be releasing to the public. It does not have all of the features that we've actually been working on, but it has pretty much all of the enemies and power-ups and everything that we've actually polished and put into the game. Most of the game will change from this. Almost all of it will change. Hopefully that's the whole plan with the Kickstarter, is to actually have the time and the money to be able to go forward and make it our full-time job. But in the meantime, I'm making this demo build, so hopefully anybody who's confused about how the game is played or confused about any aspect of the game can play this demo or watch this video and be able to understand what Force Flyer is all about. So if you have the demo build, you'll actually be starting off on this screen, but I'll let you read that on your own time if you want, because I'm pretty much going over everything myself. Down here is the date and the demo build that it currently is. You can always download the latest demo build at forceflyer.com. We have the Android version, which works perfectly on tablets and phones. If you have any Android phone, you can download it and put it, and make sure you allow your phone to use applications from unknown sources. If you have an iOS phone, you can't, unfortunately, because Apple does not let people put applications on their phones that are not from the store. However, if you have a rooted phone or jailbroken, or however they say it, you can actually put the application on your phone. I'm sure you know how to do that if you have a rooted phone. So if you're playing this demo, you only have like 3 options here. You know, you can go to the About menu to get some more information about it. You can go to the Options, which basically just have your sounds, which I kind of like them low, but and then you actually have the Play. And the Play menu, the game is actually going to be very different from when we, hopefully we're actually working on creating a really dynamic endless mode. But for now, we created 4 modes that people can play just to get an understanding of the game, because the whole point of the demo build. And Content Tourist, it just is like how it sounds. You know, you get to see pretty much everything we have polished in the game so far to get a very good idea of what the game is about. And there's no death, so you cannot die. You have to actually end the game, so you can just check out everything, you know, play around with the controls and get a really good feel for the game and just decide what you think about it. Regular gameplay is almost the exact same as Content Tourist. It runs a little bit longer, so you can have a gameplay experience, and of course it has death. Hard gameplay is same thing as regular gameplay, but we made it a little bit more difficult to give you a little bit of a challenge, and hopefully you can understand how the game can actually be more difficult and more challenging, because you know, that's what we're really going for. So we're trying to make a game that is very fast-paced and very challenging, but at the same time we want to make it a little bit slower for some players and some people, or even when you're starting out. And WTF mode, I'll let you find out exactly what that WTF mode is if you actually download, because really what it is, it's a way for me to show off our engine and how we can spawn, because we actually want in the final build for users to be able to make their own sequences and their own endless modes and challenges and things, and be able to put them into the game. So we've actually modularized the entire creation for the endless modes so that it's very easy to make your own, and we'll be working on that in the final build for sure. So this video may run a little bit long. I may make a shorter video so that I can just so that people can see, but this longer video is going to try to be the game in full detail. So we're going to start off with the Content Tourist. So when you start off in the game, you're a Force Flyer flying through space, and it actually starts off pretty quickly. Now when you're in the game, you draw these lines with your finger. You put one finger down and then you just draw it in a direction, and you let go of it, and it actually shoots you in that direction with that amount of force. So as you saw before, there was comets and there was little orbs that you're trying to get. Now here you go, you have one enemy, and of course this guy basically, he just uses this laser around, and he's more of an obstacle. Like, he's never going to appear like this by himself, because I mean, this is not really a challenge at all unless it's like goes really fast, but he'll appear later in a large amount. This enemy actually is pretty cool. He tries to lock onto you and shoot, and he only has a certain amount of time because he's actually flying through the space, so you have to actually be able to move fast and dodge. And like I said, these enemies will actually appear not by themselves normally, but they'll appear later in the game when lots of stuff is going on to actually present like a very, very big challenge. So we have another little enemy up here that's already designed. It's not really polished yet. We're going to work on it. They're probably going to appear in groups, and they're probably going to be smaller, but he tries to line himself up with you, and when he does, he shoots these missiles. They will be faster, obviously. And like I said, I really think these enemies are going to really shine when they're along with lots and lots of other objects in the game, so that it makes it really difficult and adds like a layer of complexity. These are lasers. They're kind of kind of like obstacles, and they just kind of just come down at you, and you have a certain amount of time that you can actually go through them. You know, so of course I just missed that because, you know, I'm kind of bad at my own game, and I just kept doing that again because it's actually harder to control this game with the mouse, believe it or not, because I'm obviously running it on this simulator. But and also we're going to be changing the amount of time that it takes for those. They're going to usually pop around right here instead of all the way up here. So now we're going into the autopilot. It's actually going to change you to like a new galaxy or a new planet system, or however you want to say it. As you can tell, you have different comets, you have different everything. Everything is different. You're actually, even your line is purple. You moved into a different area. Now, different galaxies and different planet systems are going to have like different attributes, and most of them are going to have bosses and special enemies. But yeah, as you can tell, they're more of a theme. So these are examples of power-ups. These power-ups actually destroy all bad things on the screen. This power-up doubles your amount of points that you get from any source. It's pretty self-explanatory. So all of these orbs are giving me 2 points instead of 1. These is a power shield. You can destroy anything, but it's kind of a drawback because it's very, very hard to move yourself. You have very, very little momentum. This power-up makes you move a lot faster. This will trap you in a block of ice, but you actually can't get it because you have a power-up on you. This gives you 0 points. This kind of sucks. So these are and this is one of my favorite. It actually inverts your line, which is a little bit devious and a little bit mean, but I think it'll be pretty fun. And this makes it where it's very difficult to move, but you don't have the benefit of a shield. So just a lot of the different power-ups and upgrades. May have a lot more, and these are just ones that I was trying to show off in this. So here's another example of one of the other galaxies. And there's actually a lot of different galaxies. Like I said, a lot of them are going to be extremely interesting because we're actually going to have like bosses and storylines for all of these, but right now we're just trying to show off the engine. So here's, you know, yet another galaxy that we have. So this is pretty much what the gameplay is going to be. It's going to be this endless mode, and this is actually a very, very slow content tourist kind of, you know, just so that you can see the game and you can check it out. But the game will be a lot faster, and it's going to get very difficult very quickly. It's going to dynamically scale difficulty, and I think it's going to be a pretty fun game for like I said, one of our biggest goals for development is to create gameplay that's very, very like, it can be either played for a very short amount of time, under a minute, or be played for a long time as a game where you invest a lot more time in it. But either way, you're going to be unlocking new things and interesting things and really checking out a lot of the cool features in the game. So this is pretty much just all I wanted to go over. I wanted to actually show the gameplay because our Kickstarter video didn't really seem to show a lot, and a lot of people were kind of confused on how the game is actually played. So thanks again. I'm Ethan Bird from Habitat Software, and this is Force Flyer. And if you want to support the game, you can go to forceflyer.com, and we will link to our Kickstarter, and you can download the game from there. You can do all sorts of stuff from there. But thanks again, and I hope that you like to support the project.